Hello everybody, welcome to my first ever market update video for the Pokemon market. So basically we'll be doing these videos where we go through each set every week, or every day I should say, and go through some of the high demand cards, PSA 10s, PSA 9s, and raw. Today we're going to be focusing on PSA 10s, and we're also going to be focusing on some sealed products, plus some favorite picks that I've got for stuff that maybe you should consider picking up, because you never know, it might be worth picking up. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it. So the first card, or the first set we're doing today, is Chaos Rising. And right here we're gonna go from most expensive to cheapest. So with Chaos Rising, it's kind of weird because like you have all these expensive cards, and then it's like a large gap between like the very expensive stuff, like $200 stuff, Greninja's up there, and then like the cheap stuff. But we're gonna be going over each of them. And I think it's mostly because this is not like one of those big sets where it's like Prismatic Evolutions or Evolving Skies, where like, you know, you have like a really expensive cards that are like in that $1,000 range or like $2,000 range, but you know, it's still an expensive set, and very decent artwork. Now it's not really good in my opinion compared to some other sets, but there are still some good things in here, like of course the Mega Greninjas, which obviously are going to be high demand because, you know, the Greninja. So I mean, let's get right into it. So PSA 10 for Mega Greninja, again, it's extremely expensive. I mean, we're seeing like this trend where PSA 10s nowadays, especially for these high chase cards, are like in the thousands. Like they're not like just 900 bucks anymore as they used to be. They're expensive. They are very expensive. So yeah, we kind of see a steady decline with this PSA 10. Not many spikes with this. Maybe like a little bit in June. So yeah, we got 3,000 over there. And right now, actually, it's not 3,000. It's $1,108 at PSA 10. And then right here, we got Mega Greninja EX. PSA 10, $1,775 right there, June 10th. So, like last month. And then right now, it actually shot up a good amount, $2,600 right now. This is the gold card Mega Greninja. Pretty solid artwork. It is a gold card, so it is going to be on par with this guy, the alternate artwork. So yeah, then we have this guy right here. So at PSA 10, kind of like, yeah, it's extremely stable as you guys can see. The raw, surprisingly, was almost on par with the PSA 10, which is actually very rare nowadays. Like I feel like there's like nowadays a huge gap between PSA 10 and like the raw cards. Here we have a huge gap, which is very surprising to me actually. It's actually kind of crazy. I've never seen this much of a small gap here. So then we have Mega Dragalge right here. Raw, extremely expensive. Starting out May 10th, $199, down to like $49. So it really balanced out. Nothing too crazy here. No PSA 10s, I guess, that's showing. Oh no, they're right here. There's PSA 10. $275 at PSA 10. Pretty stable. I mean, these don't really have that much market data, so I don't expect too many spikes, but we'll see. So here, Mega Floette EX, raw, $111. I don't think there's any PSA 10. Yeah, $2. Sorry, down to 41 bucks, basically $41.97. Pretty solid artwork there. Easy's Tranquility, we got starting really big 108 and shot down to 33, and again, really small gap between PSA 10 and raw. PSA 10 at $40, so that's very surprising there. Roxy's Performance, we got $78, or I guess like $57 or $47 starting off, down to $30. Now we're getting to like the more like illustration rare stuff. Then we have Mega Greninja EX right here, different version. I think this is the full art. PSA 10, PSA 9 actually, not PSA 10. Pretty solid. It's a pretty solid PSA 10. Up next, we have Brokey here, going at raw $59, starting off in May when the set came out, down to raw about 14 bucks, and PSA 10 very stable at $25. So again, not too much of a gap. I think it's because it's like a much cheaper illustration rare. It is rare to see these PSA 10 illustration rares. Extremely low though. Like, I mean, I guess this is the start of the set, so we're not going to be seeing any insane growth yet, but still very rare there, right there. So let's get into the next thing, which is Xerneas. Yeah, not really any. Oh, right there. PSA 10, $525. That's a pretty insane gap right there between raw and PSA 10. That is insane. And this is like a regular illustration rare, by the way. So if you get this at a raw, at a good condition, you're seeing a lot of profit if you can bank in that PSA 10. And from what I'm understanding, illustration rares are actually pretty easy to create nowadays. So honestly, I don't see anything wrong with finding like a really good raw card of this, or maybe even pulling it and then investing in PSA 10, because that's a large gap. No PSA 9 data, so I guess no one got a PSA 9, so that means PSA 10 must be pretty common. But again, this is the start of this data, so because the set just came out, so we can't rely too much on this. Then we have Ampharos starting up at 69 raw, down to 12 raw, and PSA 10 $46 down to $20. So I mean, this could be this solid to pick up. I don't think it is though. Like the PSA 10 is literally more. The PSA 9 is more expensive than the PSA 10. So that's kind of it's not really good. I wouldn't pick this up if the PSA 9 is more expensive than the 10. That's insane, actually. That's actually crazy. And then you got the PSA 10 for Frogadier, and 42 raw, down to $9 or $12 raw on eBay. And then PSA 10, we see a little bit of a spike, I'd say. So maybe this is good if we see more of these spikes over the next months with this card. I think this would be a solid pickup. So yeah, PSA 10, $400, going down to $236, going right back up to $424. So, and right now sitting at what? Yeah, $424. So honestly, this is a decent pickup. I think it's a decent pickup. If we see more spikes though, I would wait on this for a little bit. And then going from there, full art here, EX. Yeah, not a lot of data, not any data pretty much for PSA 10, because again, this is a new set. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything for this set. So, I mean, there's a lot of other illustration rares that I could take a look at, like, and just see, like, Mega Pyroar. Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot of PSA 10 data there, so. We could also look at some of the illustration rares. I think Crobat would probably have some, yeah. PSA 9, yeah, again, more expensive than a PSA 10. I've never seen that before. Wow. Wait, I've actually never seen that before. What? PSA 9 more expensive than that's crazy. But yeah, Mega Floette EX. We also have some other stuff. I think that's it actually. Most of these are just like cheap illustration rares. Which also could be very expensive at PSA 10. I mean, nowadays illustration rares are like $2 at raw, are like hundreds of dollars at PSA 10 for some reason. But yeah, I mean, that tells you how broken the market is now. Anyway, now we're going to move on to some of my picks, just in general. So first, we have the Mew EX Metal card from 151. It's at a kind of a drop for raw right now. Let me just select PSA 10. Yeah, I mean, PSA 10, we did see some spikes here. Very temporary. I wouldn't depend on this too much. But raw, it is kind of dropping. Wait, let me just check again. Oh no, it's actually not really that much dropping. It's actually, yeah, I mean, I think raw is a good pickup because you see some spikes here, right? Very small stuff. Like, this is just for, like, maybe investing a few bucks out of this. So yeah, I mean, not a bad card, not a bad pickup right there. Also, honorable mentions, the Prismatic Evolution stamp cards are also very good to pick up because you have, like, yeah, I mean, these are shooting up right now. I mean, yeah, you got Vaporeon there. Where's Umbreon? Yeah, these are shooting up. They're going out of the sky, bro. Like, we got April 17 going up to 24. So yeah, I think these would be also some pretty good pickups. So yeah, I would definitely consider some of these Prismatic Evolution stamps. Then you got the First Partner Illustration Collection. Also really not shooting up, but also going pretty down in price over this month. So something tells me that there is going to be a spike, especially if we see the 6-month range or like the 1 year range. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely going down a good bit. So I think this would be a good time to pick it up. But yeah, I think this is a decent pickup. It's going down. And then you have this interesting one actually. You have the Chaos Rising Pokemon Elite Trainer box. You can't really see the image because like my computer is not working. I mean, I could click on it, but it's not working. So yeah, I can't really see the image. But this is the one with the Greninja on it. So we see it going down pretty good right now. Minus 67%. Yeah, down to 164. So honestly, this could be a good pickup since I think I could see this shooting to like $200 because of the Greninja on the box. So yeah, this is definitely a good pickup since going down pretty good, and it has Greninja. Not gonna go back to 400 ever again though, unless it does that slow climb thing that ETBs now do nowadays, which I'm actually gonna be talking about in another video. I'm gonna be talking about sealed products and how to invest in those. So yeah, that's gonna be another video for another day. But anyway, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Just a quick market update on Chaos Rising as it, you know, rolls out. And yeah, we're gonna be doing more videos like this from now on. eBay store is up now. I got my LEAFEON auction, so definitely if you can, take part in that and consider it, because I need bids on that. That's like no one's bidding on that thing. Like actually good stuff. Like it's still at 20. But anyway, yeah, eBay store is up now. Definitely check it out. I'm gonna be getting a lot more cards on there as you know, I start investing a lot more. And you know, yeah. See you guys in the next video.